I'm Lee, I'm a New Zealander living in the East Riding of Yorkshire, and this is my podcast about my handmade life. I'm on Instagram as Louleigh_ and on Ravelry as Louleigh. I have a shop on Etsy where I sell needle cases and notions cases. And that's Shop Louleigh, and you can find links to all of my online places at louleigh.com. Welcome! It's so nice to be talking to you again and to have you back in the factory with me. Yeah, I was doing my show notes this morning and kind of wondering what I was going to talk to you about, because I've been doing a bit of spring cleaning, autumn cleaning, getting into little corners that I haven't gotten into with a duster for a little while, and I've gone all changing rooms on myself, and I spent a whole evening of perfectly good knitting time looking at cushion covers on the IKEA website. I think it's just that as it's kind of heading towards winter and we're into autumn, I just felt like I wanted to make the house a little bit more nice and cozy and freshen things up a bit. So as much as that was really good fun, it hasn't left me with as much podcasting content as normal, which is not huge anyway, but anyway. So of course the first thing to talk about is community news, and I have just paired everybody up for the last, I've forgotten how it goes. It's the Advent mini skein swap. So for the last swap of the year, if you joined up for that, pop over to the thread and see who your swap buddy is. There were a lot of people that wanted to do 2 swaps because they were kind of catching up, or they just had a lot of scrappy projects on the go. Yeah, so I hope I've got that right. I think I've managed to pair everybody up with somebody that they haven't swapped with yet. So fingers crossed, I think it's all ready to go. Lots of people have asked about a Advent knit along, and yes, that will happen. I actually have a little surprise coming out in November to go with that. So stand by, there will be a scrappy knit along in December. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all there is to say about that one. We also have Knit 1000 Grams going along in the Ravelry group as well, and this week I am going to put my first finished objects into my finished objects post. So I have knitted 73 grams of stash yarn since the 1st of December. That's not great, boy, is it? That's not lots. Which means I only have 927 grams to go. So, my birthday socks. So I cast these on my birthday. Ta-dee! And the yarn is Twisted Limone in the Perfectly Denim colourway, and I am so chuffed with these. I can't wait to wear them. I cast them off yesterday, and I really love the heel here. This was a mini from River Knits. Yeah, I just thought it went really nicely in there. Not much more to say about that. I used my standard favourite sock pattern, which is available for free on Ravelry. Yeah, finished socks. I am very tempted actually to save these to wear to Yarnporium for the first time, because I have a friend who I haven't met in person yet who is knitting with the same yarn. So I don't think I can wait that long though. I think I'm just going to wear them. Birthday socks. So having finished those socks, I went rummaging through my bag of whips to find another sock project. And I have pulled out my Cyril socks, and I don't think you're going to be able to see these very well. This was a yarn that I found at my local charity shop. Actually, that's better, that might be okay. and it's really pretty. It's got like yellow and red woven into this brown colour. Yeah, and I wanted a pair of socks that kind of toned in with my boots and the other things that I wear for days when I don't want to have brightly coloured socks popping out from my trousers. And I'm knitting the Cyril socks by Danny, who is Little Bobbins. And I started these quite a while ago. I think I was just at the end of the rib. And I've just done part of the first pattern repeat. It's a really nice sort of lofty, squishy yarn. There is a tag in here somewhere for it. I'm not sure if it has nylon in it or not, or if it's machine washable, but that's okay, they'll still survive here. So yeah, it's a really fun, simple little knit. The only thing I would say is I really wish that the pattern had charts rather than just having the stitch pattern written out. I'm quite a visual person, and I find that if I can see a chart, it clicks in my head really easily. So yeah, I think it just looks like a black blob when I hold it up like that, but never mind. The other thing that I've been thinking about is my Tiny Owls sock pattern, which I put out last year, and my goddaughter asked me to knit her a pair of Ravenclaw socks, and of course she totally wanted them with owls on. I didn't have exactly the right colour for those in my stash, so I've had to order the yarn. However, it did remind me that I had started these little mittens. These yarns just happened to be sitting together in my stash, and one of them is just a wee mini skein that I was given from Lara at the Fawn and the Fox, and it's so pretty and it goes really nicely with this colour. And this one it's Travel Knitter, and I think it's her Damson colourway. Yeah. So I just thought that I would make a tiny wee pair of mittens. There's no recipient for these. In the smaller size that the pattern comes in. And yeah, I was surprised when I looked at the bag. I finished one, and I've just started on a few rows of the chart repeat for the other one. So I think I've managed to remember what I was doing, where I was up to at the thumb gusset. But anyway, so I'm excited. I'm closer to the finish line with this than I thought I was. So I'm really excited to crack on and get going with that again. I'm not even sure why I put it down. Perhaps it's because I put it in a Christmas bag. And I like the style of this bag for two colour work knitting. But I don't want to feel like it's Christmas all year round. But I really like this bag. It's lovely and soft and squishy, and it was made by Kate at Hawthorne Cottage. And as I say, this style with the poppers at the top is really good for dealing with two colours at one time. So yeah, so I've got the Tiny Owls mittens going, and I think as soon as the yarn arrives for the Tiny Owls socks, I'm going to cast those on as well, because I'd really like them I'd like to be able to get them to the goddaughter by Christmas time. I'll not actually wait till Christmas if they're finished early because I'm an impatient person who likes to gift things as soon as I finish them. But I just like to get them cast on and have them for her to wear this winter, so that would be really cool. So that is basically all of my knitting for the week. I have, like I say, I've been distracted by, I don't know, making little things pretty around the house, like, you know, just little things like putting a nice cyclamen in the bathroom and all this sort of thing. So I thought I would talk to you about the shawls that I wear most in my wardrobe. These aren't my favourite shawls as in the ones that I get excited about wearing, but they're the ones that I find myself putting on most often. So these are all of them, and you'll find as I unfurl them that they are all a similar shape. So this is the first one that I knitted, and I think I knitted this way back in something like 2007, and they're this triangle shape, which I really enjoy. I wear my shawls bandana style, and I run on the Stephen West philosophy of putting on a shawl. You wrap it around your neck and it's on. I don't sort of fluff about in the mirror or anything, and that's it. And I think that's why I like these shawls. I find them really easy just to put around. They tend to stay in place without a shawl pin, and they sort of work with the necklines that I wear a lot. I also don't like to have my neck cold, so I like to have it right up around my neck and cosy. Even in warmer weather, the first thing I'm likely to put on is a shawl around my neck. So that's just, that's why I like the shape. I find it really versatile. This one is actually knitted in a slightly different way from the construction. It's slightly different from the other two. The pattern is Reclamation by Stephanie Japel, and it is so easy. Really easy, and you start at the pointy bit and then just increase out until you run out of yarn, and this is Araucania Ranco Solid, is that what I wrote down? Yeah, and I use 2 skeins, and I think it's just that I wear jeans pretty much all the time, and so this just goes with a lot of colours that I have in my wardrobe. I also have this weird sort of thing that if a colour is on your body then you should wear it. So I tend to make most of my wardrobe decisions in terms of colour around colours that are already in my eyes or my hair or on my skin. Maybe that's a bit weird. But anyway, it does mean that most things in my wardrobe match. And I translate that pretty broadly in terms of tone and shade, but yeah, it does mean that most things go together. So this colour is in my eyes, so I wear it. Yeah, and the next one kind of complies with that theory as well. Let me roll this up again. Actually, I wonder if I should do this, and I've forgotten which order I knitted the next 2 in. So, but I'll show you this one. So this is another colour that's on my body. So I've put it in my wardrobe. The yarn was a really pretty lace weight from Natural Born Dyers, and it is their Lustrous Mercer base, which I think is a silk merino, and so it's this really pretty deep teal colour, and as you can see it's this triangle construction where you know, the one where you start up here and work out in two sort of like right angle triangles, like bookends really, until basically you can do the same again until you run out of yarn. And I think on my project page I've put in information about how many grams per repeat I was using. If you're thinking about knitting this and adding in extra repeats, I think there's a couple of other people who have project pages where they've added that information in too. The pattern is Succulent by Maria Monska, and I wear this one a lot. It's lace weight, and so it rolls up really nice and small to fit in your handbag. It goes with most of my clothes. The silk is, well, silk is quite an insulative fibre, so it still gives you that warmth, but it's a nice size to take along with you. So this one gets a lot of wear, and I wear it with all sorts of colours. Like I would wear it with this green, and yeah, I find it quite versatile because it goes with browns, and it goes with blues and greens and sort of bronzy colours and that sort of thing. So this is, it's kind of, I guess this is a neutral for me really. Yeah. So I really like that one. I like, it's just a nice size and shape. And the nice thing about knitting it is that it actually has a rest section between each of the lace repeats. So you do a lace repeat and then you have a bit where you don't really have to think about it too much. But it looks really nice on. So yeah, I did do the picot edge, and because I like that as well, I thought it was worth the trouble. The last one that I wear a lot is one that I actually really enjoyed knitting. I cast this one on when the dog died, so I think it was just a way of taking my mind off things. It is the Edwina Shawl by D. O'Keefe. It looks harder than it is. It does have a rest row on the back when you're coming back, but the lace is actually pretty easy to memorise and get on with. And so while this looks, well, I get a lot of compliments on it, but actually once you get the hang of the charts, it's not that difficult to knit. And I love the way the pattern kind of morphs from one section to another. If I'm knitting lace, I prefer it to do that. I don't like to see sort of like lines of patterns. I like it to kind of gradiate out. Yeah, and I made this in Jamieson and Smith Shetland Supreme 2-ply lace. And this fits really well into my summer wardrobe because it goes with all my light coloured clothes. Yeah, so I would wear this with anything that kind of had a neutral cream or ecru sort of a base to it. And it doesn't roll up quite as, because it's quite a lofty yarn, so even though it's a lace weight, it doesn't roll up quite as small as my succulent shawl. But I think these lace weight shawls are ones that I tend to take along with me, just because they do roll up into a nice size. They're very easy to travel with. And they're ones that I tend to use all year round as well, because, you know, if it is chilly, you can layer it up and get it right up around your neck and trap lots of air, but if it's cooler, then you don't have to. I think that's the other thing that I like about the shape too. It tucks into your coat or your cardigan quite well, so you can, and sort of covers up this area to keep you nice and warm. So yeah, those are the 3 shawls that I wear most often. Like I say, they're not the ones that I sort of necessarily, I do really love this one. Is probably my favourite of the 3, just because I really enjoyed knitting it. It's kind of special and I like wearing it as well. Like I say, they're not the most exciting shawls in my wardrobe, but I find them really, really versatile. So I thought I would just come and share that with you today. So that's all from me for this week. It's been so nice to sit down and have a little chat with you. I think my focus for this week is definitely going to still be on socks. I'd like to pick up Jones again, the Tin Can Knits cardigan that I've been knitting. And I keep talking about those trousers, you know the one I mean. And actually, I don't have any plans for this weekend and it's supposed to rain. So it might actually happen. But anyway, so those are the things that I'd like to spend some time on this week. It's been really nice to come and have a chat with you, and have a little moment to have a conversation about our knitting together. please come over and join us in the Ravelry group. It's always really good fun to meet you there, and I shall see you next time. Cheerio!